Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Maisha Edmond, licensed cosmetologist in the state of New York. Also, a World Trichology Society certified trichologist. And guess what? And guess what? And guess what? You might be missing some really important vitamins that could be that are supposed to be used to grow your hair. And so, if you are finding that you're having a really hard time growing your hair, then these could be the reasons. So if you are joining the replay, thank you so much. Share this with somebody that is like, child, I'm trying to grow my hair out for the summer because outside is opening and I'm gonna need a few more strands, right? If this is you and you're like, you know what, my hair is not growing the way it used to. So if that is you, you want to make sure that you get a little pen, a little piece of paper or something so that you can, hey, Kelly, so that you can understand how you need to increase these 4 vitamins or 3 vitamins and 1 mineral to help to grow your hair back. Okay, so I'm going to just pull up some information here because, you know, I be taking notes, child. And so I want to make sure that I don't miss anything and I don't leave anything out because it is important for you to know what you are missing and where you are deficient for your hair growth, right? That is very, very important. All right, so let's get to it. First of all, let me say this as a disclaimer. Everything is not for everybody. And so as a trichologist, what I like to do is to let everybody know that you can't recommend everything to everybody. Of course, we're not doctors, but we are specialists in this niche of the beauty industry, and that is a more holistic approach to growing hair and really pushing the fact that hair grows from the inside out. That being said, we want to make sure that we are letting clients know that that they could be missing certain things in their diets that could ultimately cause a slowdown in hair growth. And so with that being said, our first vitamin that we definitely want to make sure that we are looking at is vitamin D. Vitamin D is very, very important for hair growth. It is found in different areas. So it's found in, I got a little graphic. I don't think y'all gonna be able to see the graphic, but I got a little graphic. But when you're looking at vitamin D and the sources where you get your vitamin D, of course, you're gonna get it from dairy. You're going to get it from egg yolk. You're going to get it from sunlight. You're going to get it from liver oil. You're going to get it from tuna fish and beef liver and orange juice and all that other stuff, fortified cereals, right? So that is very important to know. So there are amazing opportunities for you to get your vitamin D naturally, right? And then there's also supplementation, okay? So when you look at vitamin D, there's something called a vitamin D receptor. A vitamin D receptor, which is found in the outer root sheath of the hair. This is for the trichologists that are listening, and also in the sebaceous gland, right? That's for the trichologists. But for you that are like, why is my hair growing slowly? This vitamin D is going to be responsible for normalizing your hair growth cycle, right? Especially the growth part of the growth cycle, right? So there are three parts to the growth cycle, actually 5, but I'm gonna just do the 3. The 3 is anagen, catagen, right? So your anagen is your growth phase, right? And so in the growth phase, if your growth phase is weak, right, and it's shortened, then you don't get a greater opportunity to grow hair. What happens is you don't have a long time to grow the hair, and then you have a lot of shedding at the end. So when you look at your vitamin D receptors, you're looking at the fact that if you don't have enough vitamin D, that means that it is going to gravely affect your growth cycle. And so you don't have all the advantages of someone that is sufficient in vitamin D. D. Also, vitamin D is going to help with your bone strength. And that is actually very important because, of course, we're not looking at, oh, you know, I want to grow my bones or whatever like that. But when you think about what goes on inside the bones, production of bone marrow and production of red and white blood cells, those things are important to hair growth. And so because of that, we want to make sure that we have enough vitamin D to do everything. Because if it's only enough vitamin D to, you know, make enough bone marrow, your hair is not going to get any of that good vitamin D. Okay. And so there are different levels when it comes to vitamin D. So you have your normal range. Your normal range of vitamin D is from 20 to 100 nanograms. And so if you are falling below that, if you're looking at your blood work and you're falling below that, that means you got to get up there, right? Not only do you have to get up there, but within that normal range, you also have what is called a hair sufficiency range. Your hair sufficiency range is what is going to tell your hair to grow. So what may be sufficient for the body is not necessarily sufficient for the hair, because the hair is a non-essential tissue, and so that is very important. The next thing that we want to make sure that we're looking at when we're saying, you know, my hair is growing so slow, I don't know what's going on, is your folate or your folic acid, which is nothing more than a vitamin B9. So if somebody says, oh, your B9 is your folic acid or your folate, right? And this is going to, you're going to find this naturally in foods as well. And also you can get it from supplements. Let me read some of the foods. You have cereals, baked goods, leafy greens like spinach, broccoli, lettuce, okra. You got asparagus. You got different fruits like bananas, melons. You also have organ meat like beef liver. I'm sure it's good. Kidney, also orange juice and tomato juice, right? So all of those things are going to be important for you too. So when you're looking at, okay, my hair is growing really, really slowly and I don't know what's going on, we're looking at where you're deficient. So the 4 vitamins that you may need, or the 3 vitamins and the 1 mineral, right? So your vitamin D, and then now we're at the folic acid or the folate, right? And so when we're looking at that, we want to make sure that we have it, because it also helps with the red blood cells production, right? And so that's going to be something that is going to be a big thing for you, child, because I ain't eating nobody liver. You hear what I say? Okay. Also, when you're looking at folate or folic acid, you're also looking at the fact that something that is closely tied to it, which is my next vitamin, is vitamin B12. And so these two are going to work together. Okay, so let's get into this B12, child, because B12 is going to be one of those things that you gonna need. Okay, if somebody tells you that your B12 is low, you probably can like bet, if you're a betting person, that your folic acid is low or your folate is low as well. Also, when you're looking at vitamin B12, you're looking at the fact that it plays a vital role in cell growth and development. And so we understand that the only way you're growing hair is because those cells are fastly, very swiftly replicating. They are continuing to, do the little mitosis, and you get 2, and now you got 2, and now you got 2, and then the hair is growing, right? But if you are low in vitamin B12, then you're going to have a slower rate of cell growth and development, and therefore it's going to be bad for your body, but your hair as well. Okay, and so here's a little tip. If there's anyone that is diabetic and they're like, why isn't my hair growing? They might be using is for diabetes and PCOS. There's a medication called metformin, and what that does, it ends up reducing the levels of the vitamin B12. Did you know that? That's very interesting. And so because of that, the person, yourself or your client, may see that their hair is growing a little slower than they remember. right? And so you're not telling your clients, and I'm not telling you, if you are not a trichologist, to get off your medication. Stay there. Stay there until the work is done, right? But as you're changing your diet and increasing your supplementation, or you're eating more healthy, you'll begin to see that there is more folate and B12 in your diet, and that's going to help you. Okay, and then finally, here's our one mineral, and that is zinc. Zinc, right? So if you are low in zinc or deficient in zinc, you can eat seafoods, you can eat red meat, you can eat poultry, eggs, beans, nuts, all that other stuff, right? And so zinc in your diet is going to be actually the second most important behind iron as far as minerals. So you want your zinc to be nice and high, right? Also, when you're looking at zinc, it is necessary for thyroid regulation. So if you have hypothyroidism, or if you have a client that has hypothyroidism, which is the low thyroid, right? What's going to happen is you're probably going to notice that their zinc is deficient, right? It's going to be deficient. And so we understand that all of these things are important. Also with zinc, it helps with protein synthesis. And because your hair is made of protein, you want to make sure that that protein synthesis is doing its thing. Also very closely related to the processing of collagen. And we always talk about collagen-induced therapy and different things like that that's going to help that hair to grow. And so those are the 3 vitamins and 1 mineral, or the 4 vitamins that you need to grow hair. So if you are saying, wow, my hair is really deficient, or is really growing slowly, and different things like that, those are 4 out of many that are very important to the hair growth. Okay, so I thought I would share that with you on this nice Friday. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, and happy hair growing.